Bobbbaaaay, and we back. Welcome back to the Purpose in the Youth podcast. Today on the show, we got my man Deon Rose back for a second time on the podcast.
Yes, sir. What's up, Bobbbaaaay?
Welcome back, brother.
We here, man. We in Sun Valley. We in LA, baby.
Yeah, we out here living.
Living,
we
man.
living good, man.
Have to come out here, man.
And you're always welcome to come here. You know Dylan more than just as much as I do.
Yeah.
In the first episode that we did, I looked at the date, October 5th, 2016.
Yeah.
A little over a year ago, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like how fast that went by.
Time flies, man. Time flies. And we talked about it, too. Like, it's crazy we're here now because we talked about, you know, you and Dylan coming out here to LA, too. So it's crazy to see it into fruition. Like, yo, like, literally living it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, here. You know what I mean? So it feels crazy. Not honestly, like, it's nuts.
I have to, like, pinch myself sometimes throughout the week just to remind myself. Even when I'm in the constant grind, I'm like, where am I? Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm like driving through Beverly Hills and yo, I dreamed of this. I absolutely dreamed of living here.
100%.
And now this is like a thing.
It's
like,
a
this
thing,
is
man.
actually happening.
Made a reality. You know what I mean? Like brought it to fruition. You know what I mean? So that's what people talk about, and y'all made it happen. Honestly, man, like steps ahead. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's all you can really say.
I was talking to Dylan about that yesterday. I'm like, man, like I still can't believe it, y'all. Y'all really are here, man. So it's crazy for real.
Just gotta keep moving.
Keep
one
moving.
Small little step ahead. One small step.
One step ahead, man.
If people really want to get to know you, they can go back to the episode 6. Yeah. Like I said, this was over a year ago. So if you haven't heard that episode, listen to that one first, then come back to this one to get the full Deon story. But to kind of give us a refresher, quick 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah. Who is Deon Rose?
Man, I'm just, you know, a kid from Boston, Jamaican roots, you know what I mean? Grew up in Boston my entire life and just ambitious, man, you know what I mean? I went to Regis College for 4 years. That's where I met Dylan Reese, where our connection comes through.
Yep.
And just meeting different people, man, just eager to meet people, talk to people, try different things. I'm kind of like a creative, kind of artsy kind of guy, so I just try and dabble with different things and different people who are into that same field. And, yeah, man, just, you know, love my people, love my sports, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just eager to do shit in life, you know what I mean? Just 24, you know, just eager to do shit, man, you know what I mean? You swear on this, right?
You can say, cool. You're good. Yeah, sure. Very open.
Cool.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, Deon.
All right,
and you're someone that travels a lot.
Yeah, man, so I work at JetBlue still, 2 years in. I try and just, you know, I'm very, like I said, I like people. I like talking to people, and I'm very adventurous, you know, so it started when I studied abroad a few years ago at Regis, and, you know, it just propelled me to just, I knew when I got out of school, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I wanted to travel, you know what I'm saying, whether it was with a corporate job or whether it was like a creative endeavor. Luckily, I fell upon the JetBlue job, and, you know, I'm just traveling, man. I'm just trying different spots out, bucket list stuff. You know, I'm 24, but it's crazy to say I have, like, bucket list stuff, but I do. We all have bucket list stuff, right? And, have a lot of places I want to go to, and I have been able to go to since the last time we spoke. You know, like Bali, back to Nice, places in Italy, Rome, Venice, Florence, so much places, you know what I mean? And that's what inspires me.
You went to Australia too, right?
Australia too, yeah.
I don't want to miss out because you got a list. This last year, you have like a huge list of places.
Got to Hawaii too, you know? So it's like, that's really big for me, and I'm a really big proponent for it, you know what I mean, for anybody, you know what I mean, because I feel like you can always learn from people, man, not just in your region or like in statewide, you know, for the States, but it's like, go somewhere new, man, you know what I mean, like, I don't care where it is. If it's in the States, cool, like, go, you know, you traveled from Boston on your way here to LA to live, you know what I mean, I'm sure you've seen stuff, seen people, talked to different people, ate different things, and it made you feel a different way, or whether it was good or bad, you know what I mean? But those are the emotions that like evoke who we are, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I don't know. I'm just a big proponent for it, man. I think it's really important that we travel. I'm not saying you got to like shell out loads of money and go to fucking Asia and live out there for like, you know, 2 years. But I'm just like, yo, just try something different than you're used to in your comfort zone. That's what makes us who we are. You got to take risks. You know what I mean? Like,
did you get the job at JetBlue for this reason, knowing that you probably could get some benefits and fly around?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Because like that wasn't even my thought process coming out of school. Like I said, like I'm thinking out of school, like I'll get some like, you know, international business job where like I got to dress up in a suit and like, you know, just do different shit. You know what I mean? Like go talk business about like I don't know, something. You know what I mean? That's my process on it. You know what I mean? But the job just kind of fell in my lap, and I was like, sure, why not? It didn't pay great. It didn't pay too bad, you know what I mean? But like, I was like, you know what? This is a bridge for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this JetBlue job is a bridge for me to get from where I currently am now to where I'd like to be, and hopefully will be, whether it's in a couple years or, longer than that. You know what I mean? I knew I could definitely take advantage of the job. And that's what you do. Any kind of job you're at, I don't care if it's corporate or you're in the entertainment fields or whatever it is, you have to take advantage of where you're at, because 9 times out of 10, maybe more than that, the job is taking advantage of you in some sense. You know what I mean? Like that, whether they're underpaying you or whether they're working you to the max. You know what I mean? So wherever you are in life, whatever you do in your job, you have to take advantage of that, whatever they offer you, whether it's opportunity or an investment role, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So like with JetBlue, I knew, all right, out of school, I got the job. Where do I want to go? Who can I meet? What things can I do out of this job that can propel me in life? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the main reason why I took it. You know what I mean? I knew the benefits could, bring me to a different level than I was before. You know what I mean? Like, so
was it hard for you to see, as I'm sure a lot of people you were graduating with were going into corporate world or getting actual jobs and were really kind of jump starting their life?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're over here kind of, I'm going to take, I guess you could say a low paying job, not a low paying job, but just something that
it's not
is stable.
100%.
But I'm going to have these benefits. Yeah. Was it hard for you to take that initial leap and just say, I'm not going to do what everyone's doing. I'm going to try to utilize this to the best for myself?
It was hard, man. It was hard. And to be honest with you, it still is hard because, to be honest, out of school, I went for like multiple job openings, right? Mm-hmm. But I had 3 really good ones. Like a couple of them were like very near 6-figure jobs, like $80,000, $90,000. And the one that was like, honestly, something I could see myself doing that paid around like $60,000, $70,000. Yeah. But like, it was hard, man, because A, you passed on that money too, but also B, like you said, all your friends are like doing corporate stuff and they're making that money, and you see that, and like the whole idea that's taught to you out of high school is like, okay, cool, like, we go to school for 4 years and we're about to make like 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool. Like,
this is it.
Time
like, to make the money.
4 years. And for a lot of people, that wasn't the case. But luckily for me, I was offered the opportunity to, but I turned it down. And, I knew that was in my heart. You know what I mean? Like, I knew I had to go travel, because if I was tied down to a job, if I took one of those roles, I knew I'd be sucked in for like years. I knew I'd not be able to get a chance to go travel like how I want to travel, you know what I mean? And meet the people who I want to meet at the rate in which I could do, you know what I mean? And do the things I want to do, you know what I mean? So I knew I'd be sucked in, not only for the money, but just like obligation-wise. I'd feel the pressure to just stay there, whether it was like because of the money or because of just the benefits of what that job
get into that offered. Lifestyle.
The lifestyle, you know what I mean? You get into a lifestyle and the environment and you get used to it. So it was hard, man, but I knew, like I said, like when you have a vision for yourself, and I knew I wanted to travel, but even before I studied abroad in school, I knew I wanted to travel, but that study abroad 3-month span.
That gave you that taste.
Propelled me, yeah. It gave me the taste, like maybe for some people.
You were in London, it was, right?
I was in London, centered in London, but,
That's so Europe is, it doesn't matter where you are. That's your home base, but you could travel anywhere.
You can travel, whether you're in Paris, whether you're in Barcelona, it's a home base, and it's so easy and cheap to travel. It's like traveling to a different state. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that propelled me, man. And I got a chance while I was out there to go to like a bunch of different countries and cities, you know what I mean? And because it was just so cheap, relatively cheap, Yeah. And I knew I wanted to do that. I told myself, I had a goal. I wanted to get to every continent before the age of 25. I did that this year.
Let's go.
Going to Australia,
go,
you know what I mean? Going to Australia.
That is unreal.
Yeah, man.
Unreal.
Unreal. Man. I don't get to go to Antarctica yet. That's something else I got to do in my next 10 years. But
it's a little cold up there.
It's a little chilly out there, but I'm going to do it, though. It's on my list.
I believe it.
Yeah, man. And I got a chance to me, another thing that's important to me is just knocking off things off your like bucket list or like your personal goal list, you know what I mean? And that was like, if not number one, like 1B at least on my personal goal list. Like,
when did you set that goal? Was it?
I don't know when exactly, but I want to say between, maybe when I got back from study abroad, it was like, okay,
you got a taste of traveling.
I got a taste of it. I was born in the States. I got to Africa by way of Morocco, and I got to Europe. You know what I mean? Like, I can get to these next 4 places within the next 2-3 years, no problem. And when I did that this year in August and I finished that goal, man, I tell you, man, I felt, it may not sound crazy, but I just felt like, yo, I can do whatever. I can do anything. You know what I mean? Like, those things like that you set for yourself, whether it's a very small goal, like a very minuscule goal, or it's a huge goal for yourself, those things propel you. You know what I mean? Like, it really propels you to, like, conquer, whether it's like starting a family or like a new endeavor that you might have. Like, people don't realize that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I have a lot of friends who would be like, you know, I regret college, but it's like, nah, man, I love college. Yeah, I got to pay back a bunch of debt, but like, I met so much people, and the little things that you learned in college, like those little like homework sessions or whatever it is, that shit,
it
like,
got you to where you are.
It got you to where you are. You know what I mean? Like, subconsciously, like you finish those things, and like, I don't know, man. I think of things like that, like very broadly, at least. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I finished that personal goal, and I feel amazing, man. You know what I mean? Like, it feels wonderful, man.
That's crazy. For at 24, you're able to hit every single continent.
Every continent besides Antarctica.
Yeah, we'll get, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could argue that's like its own kind of world.
Own kind of different thing.
It's its own like vibe up there.
But yeah, man, and I've met so much different people along the way. I'm talking about people I still FaceTime with, like, a lot. Like,
I think what's crazy is that you have been able to do this solo.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
It hasn't been, which is cool if you have somebody that wants to accomplish this type of goal.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to schedule it and do it, but
yeah,
I think that takes so much to really put yourself out there. I mean, Steve, one of our roommates.
Yeah. Shout out Steve.
Shout out Steve.
Yeah.
5-star vintage. He was on the podcast not long ago. He's out there right now, just traveling by himself, backpack and all.
It's important, man, because don't get me wrong. Of course, I love to go out to different places with anybody at all. You know what I mean? But the opportunity that JetBlue gave me to travel, you know, I can't just call somebody up and be like, yo, let's go to fucking, you know, Australia or something like that real quick. Because, you know, people have their own endeavors they have to go to, you know what I mean? So I'm comfortable, and maybe study abroad, maybe comfortable with that too, but I'm very comfortable with being able to travel solo. You know what I'm saying? Solo, and I've never had a bad experience doing that, you know what I mean? I'm just comfortable.
Is it easy because you are really kind of disconnecting from like social media and everything
100%.
that you're really, it's almost like you're going back in time and how the world used to maneuver. Just
absolutely,
this is where you are.
Absolutely,
this is what you're trying to do. You need to get food. You need to go find a place. You need to get to another country. You ask people, or it's almost, it blows. It's so I can't even put into words how I want to taste of that so badly because I want to travel and it just doesn't feel like the right time just yet. But
no, you'll know when
to sit
it's
across from somebody that has really done it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
Man,
to just put yourself out there and do it.
I recommend everybody to do it, you know what I mean, when it's right for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody has their endeavors that, you know, they take care of, you know, and they're passionate about. So when you know it's time for you to do it, I recommend everybody do it. But back to your question, it is a little bit scary sometimes, but like I know once I get to the place, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, people are scared to travel. I noticed that. We were talking about that yesterday, actually. You know what I mean? People are really scared to travel, whether it's because of what's going on in the world or it's because, you know, they're afraid to be alone and to conquer, you know, their fears about what they may be in contact with people, different foods that they're not used to. You know what I mean? There's different lifestyle they're not used to, you know? And I was able to just like grow up in a household and go to schools that just like taught me there's a lot of diversity in schools. I was like around different people all the time. So I'm never like that shy or that afraid of, you know, meeting different people, you know what I mean? So going abroad and traveling, man, is you know, I'm comfortable with it. I really am, because it's like my goal is to like not meet everybody there and not you know, shake everybody's hand or whatever, but to get a sense of how it is to live in that one space for at least a week, you know what I'm saying, or a few days at least, you know what I'm saying, to get a sense of it. Because the way we live in America, I don't care if you're living in Detroit, LA, you know, wherever, the Mississippi, is like, granted, everybody has different situations, but we live in America, like land of opportunity, you know what I mean? So it's relatively easier for us to maneuver around and make something for ourselves, you know what I mean? Than it is for somebody in a different place, you know? Like going to Italy, yeah, you might think it's, you know, super fancy. And it is some places like Venice and Florence, and it's nice to see the different art structures and all that stuff. But it's like, there's definitely places in Italy too, or anywhere else, where it's just like, man, like, you know, these guys have very little. Like Bali, for instance, like another place I recommend everybody to go to. It's like, man, like it's a beautiful place, paradise, but they live on such low income there. I'm talking about like you can have $100 and live like a king for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's just super cheap. You know what I mean? But it's just, that's not the point though. The point is that when you go there, it's just amazing to see that everybody's smiling. You know, the level of gratitude they have, like they're just super happy. They'll shake your hand. They'll ask you how your day is going. Where are you going? That's a big thing out there. Where are you going? Not to say like literally where you're going, but like they want to help you. You know what I mean? Like just in life, like where are you going? It's a broad sense of the question.
It's such a broad sentence,
crazy.
but
it's so much.
It's so
at one
powerful.
Point. Yeah, my fault. It's so much at one point.
No,
but
don't be.
It's just
sorry.
like overwhelming of just like.
They
not
actually
in a
care.
bad way. They care for their people, and they care for just anybody who's able to experience their lifestyle. You know what I mean? And I think also too their religion out there mainly is like Hinduism, and I think Hinduism plays a great part in their
the way they
day-to-day lives.
culture
yeah,
is
the
okay.
culture is So and you feel it as soon as you get off the plane, and as soon as you get to your place where you're staying at, and you walk around, you take your motorbike, you feel it, because I mean the level of just like hospitality is just amazing. But that's just one place, and that's why I want to see as much places as possible, because granted, if I don't like a place or not, or I do, I know it's going to benefit me in the long run.
In what ways? In what ways?
Oh, so much ways, because it's like, okay, a place like Bali, I've learned, man, like, all right, I'm already a grounded person. I'm already very, I got manners, and I've, all these things that you're supposed to have, good morale and all that stuff. But seeing what they have out there, it's like you accept people more so than you ever would, you know what I'm saying? Or situation more than you ever would, you know what I mean? And your mind is just open to more things than you could ever imagine, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I wasn't, open to these. I was very open before, but it's just like you really appreciate a person's lifestyle and your level of judgment. We all judge, we're human, you know what I mean? Like a person or what they do, but your level of judgment is decreased dramatically, you know what I mean? Because you're like almost immediately believe, okay, this is how they live. Let me see if I can get acquainted with it real quick. I don't know. It's so much things that I can't even like say. It's just subconsciously, I'm just a different person from all these travels. I'm a different person from just meeting these different people and trying these different foods and just living a different lifestyle than what we were,
you were raised in,
yeah. Or what we're surrounded with every day. You know what I mean? Like, here there's just so much pressure to just like, one up the next person, you know what I'm saying? Be better than the next person, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so your mind process is different when you get to travel around the world and see these things. And to be honest with you, I'm grateful for the fact that I was able to get to JetBlue, because like, man, I've been to more places, not to sound, high of myself or whatever, but it's like, I've probably been to more places in these last 5 years than a lot of people will ever get to
in their
lifetime. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean?
And don't feel as if you're you're flexing on people, because
not at all. Not at all.
This is a perk of JetBlue,
right.
And I'm sure they push people utilize this if you want. I mean, how does it work? You literally can fly in the country for free.
Yeah, in the
as
country,
long as
in JetBlue, you can fly for free, standby, and usually there is seats available because
there's somebody that doesn't
flights.
show up.
Exactly, multiple flights too. That's the one thing about it, that it's not a guaranteed flight, but it almost is. You know what I mean? You're gonna get to
you get on this flight, you get on the next one.
The thing about it is like, if I'm going to an event or if I'm gonna travel abroad, like I'm not super into just like, okay, I have to get here this time, or it's like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if you're going for an event in LA, I gotta get to like whatever it is. I'm gonna get there. I might not get there like when you get there, you know what I mean?
But I'll
at
be
like
there.
9 o'clock or 9:07 a.m. You know what I mean? To get to that, but I'm gonna get there at 10 p.m. Whatever it is, like the event starts. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Wearing whatever I'm wearing, talking my same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is. You know what I mean? So don't worry about how I get there. You know what I mean?
I'll be there.
But that's what it is. It's like, yo, I'm just trying to go back to what we were talking about before. I'm like, I'm taking advantage of JetBlue to my advantage. You know what I mean? It's just like, whatever I can get out of it, I'm gonna try and get out of it. You know what I mean? While I'm there, I don't know what the next endeavor is, but I'm trying. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to take advantage, because it's like, man, that's what you should be doing anywhere you are. Like opportunity is there.
There's always more value than just a paycheck.
Absolutely.
And we talked about this yesterday. I utilize Uber because not only is it paying my bills, I'm getting people from A to B, but I also tried to find the value in one, I'm actually helping people get around through their day.
Yeah.
But two, I'm networking. I'm meeting people. I'm passing out business cards, and I have no idea who's getting into my Uber. And I always try to remind myself that is this could be somebody that could change my life or I could change their life.
Exactly.
Be in that moment and try to and just I don't know, enjoy it or
Absolutely.
make best of the situation.
And it's not even about, you know, I'm not gonna say like it isn't about, because it definitely want to meet people and network, but it's not like you're looking at it as like, what can I get out of this guy? You know what I'm saying? It's
No,
like,
absolutely
it's like
not. What's their story? That's
story?
That's always my thing is what's your story?
In that 30 or 20-minute ride to an hour ride, whatever it is, you know, let's talk. Like regular humans, let's talk. Let's have a sit down conversation. I'm driving. You're doing what you got to do on your phone, but we're gonna have a conversation. Where do you work? What do you do? What do you like in life? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully that can spark, you know, contact information being exchanged, and maybe you might meet up with them. Maybe there's somebody that like works in entertainment that you can, and you're in entertainment too, that they can help you out too. You know what I mean? So it's just almost like you understand, like you're taking advantage of it because, you know, everybody's human and everybody's trying to, you know, do what they want to do in life, but everybody can help each other too. You know what I mean? And not even just that, but on a genuine level, like, you know, what's up? Like, we can talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you? What's going on?
Why are you in LA? Do you live here?
That's what I'm saying. You know,
are you out of town?
So you get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to take advantage of it. And it's like, man, that's what are you doing? Like, you can't go to work every day and just look forward to your Friday to get your paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Just so you can just pay the bills and just save money and just go out and party. Like, dude, like, there's so much out there, yo. I'm not saying, like I said, you got to travel everywhere or like do the most, but it's like, man, like, there's just so much out there. That's what really perplexes me. Perplexed. That's the word of the day. That's the word of the day. Perplexed. But it's like, man, it's like, yo, that we're not exposed to. You know what I'm saying? Or if we are, very little. You know what I'm saying? So I want to learn. I'm a sponge. I can learn from you just like I can learn from the next guy, the CEO of ESPN or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you're fortunate enough to like ride with these guys every day, or anybody at all, whether they're going to work at the next, you know, Mexican spot or like anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you can learn from anybody. You know what I mean? And you can't, that almost kind of teaches you too a little bit about like just being appreciative of everybody. You know what I mean? Like no one's different than the next person. You know what I mean? I shake everybody's hand, no matter who you are, no matter how much money you make, the same way. I'm going to talk to you with the same exact, you know, eye contact, you know, give you the same attention I would with anybody else, because I know that's what I would want for myself. You know what I mean? And everybody needs that. You know,
and I think it goes back to you kind of saying how you're grounded.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're grounded in, you don't let that stuff actually bother you. And sometimes I think that is the problem, is that people see somebody with all these achievements, or they're driving the nice Rolls Royce, or there's so much on the outside that makes them nervous or scared that they can't look at the person in the same way of, this is literally just a human being.
It's a human being.
These are just things that we think make somebody so much better that doesn't.
We talked about this earlier. It's like, man, it's like, you know, perception is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is, because it's like, you know, it makes people think, man, it's not attainable. You know what I'm saying? These people work their asses off. People work to get what they want. And these cars or the clothes that they wear, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes them feel good, but it's like, that should never distract you from your main goal. You know what I mean? Like, Instagram is like also a main key of that too, you know, and I love Instagram, but like, we're all guilty of it sometimes too. It's almost like we'll look at somebody and we're like, damn, man, how do I get there? You know what I mean? But it's like, also too, you have to realize, like, damn, like, that person worked their ass off. You know what I'm saying? Like, little by little. We talked about it yesterday, like, zigzag. Like, we might get here, but then we might stay here for a little bit. You know what I mean? For a little while. Then we go up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to track your own success and do you. You know what I mean? Like, don't look at the next guy. You know what I mean? As easy as it is to do it, you really got to just, like, stay zoned in and focus on what you can focus on and things that you can control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talked about it yesterday, you know? So,
and I think with Instagram, you're just seeing these little captured moments.
Absolutely.
Split second in time.
Split second.
And even though this person might be in front of a huge party in Beverly Hills, or at the end of the day, they are human beings that have their own mental problems.
And we don't know what they're going through.
We don't know what they're going
problems, their family, you know what I mean?
And as you're growing and getting into these bigger, I guess, circles of industry, you feel as if you haven't really had success.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I had a podcast guest that I asked before we even started this, you know, like, when you're in these room full of people, how are you, like, you know, handling yourself?
Right.
It's just, they're all human beings.
It's normal.
There's no, you know, if you're that guy who, oh my God, and you're like, and you freak out and you kind of make a scene about it.
Exactly.
You're that person. It's like, all right, this person needs to calm
and
down.
People know immediately.
They know immediately, right off the rip. You don't ever want to be that person.
Never.
You might be excited to see somebody. But don't.
You got to approach them properly, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like, yo, like, There's very, very, very few people that I would maybe be like a little bit starstruck to see. Like, but I still approach them with the same human.
Who would be your number one? If you saw, you'd be like kind of shaking at the knees.
The number one person, I don't know, man. It's tough because there's just a lot of people that really, that I just draw inspiration from, man, and creativity from. It's tough. Like leader wise, I'd love to have even like a 2-minute conversation with like Barack Obama. That's one person, but just like a life wise talk. I mean, Kanye would probably be like the guy to want to like just ask like a few questions, like a few key questions. You know what I mean? But it's like it's a lot of people I could sit down with. You know what I mean? But even with those guys who are just like maybe some of the biggest people in the world, it's like you got to just come to them regular. You know what I mean? They just live their life and just happen to accomplish little by little, little by little, little by little, and they just happen to inspire you. You know what I mean? Like just how they did that thing too. You do the same exact thing too. You know what I mean? People don't see the groundwork that you do or I do or they did. You know what I mean? All they see is like
the success.
Instagram, like you said too, it's like all you see is a square. All you see is a curated page that everything looks glossy and everything looks perfect and great followers and they're meeting this person, whatever. But like you don't see what they did years ago or like a year ago or like today, you know what I'm saying? To like propel them to the next day or that next post that they may have that is met with somebody. You don't know what they did, you know what I mean? So it's like, and who cares? You know what I'm saying? It's like, like
you can learn from it. You can learn and see like this person worked their ass off for it, but you can't get too invested. You start wishing your life was like that.
Exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? You got your own life. You know what I mean? It's just worry about yourself, man, and just do what you love to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like all the other shit, it'll come. You know what I'm saying? If you really want it to come, like really want it to come, it'll come. You know what I mean? It just takes time. It just takes time. For some people, it comes a little easier because maybe they're more naturally gifted at things. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they're more naturally, just socially more maneuvering. I don't know, like to get to where they want to go, or they might know the right people. You know what I mean? But it's like you gotta just take steps that you can take, and then it'll come to fruition. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's also important to be self-aware of what
you gotta be self-aware.
What you're good at,
absolutely,
what you lack,
absolutely.
And use your weaknesses to help get you better, and use your strength to leverage bigger opportunities.
Yo, that's key. That's super key. I'm glad you said that shit too. You know what I mean? Like self-awareness is a big thing too that I think a lot of people lack. I'm not sure why. But you got to be self-aware, not just with where you are in life, but who you are in life. You know what I mean? It's like, you can try different things, which I definitely do. But like you said, the weaknesses, have your weaknesses like shadow your next, like endeavor or like your next like possible strength. You know what I mean? Like you can work on things. You know what I mean? Like don't just let it dictate your life. You know what I mean? And that goes back to like being distracted by like, the glitz and glamour, like social media stuff. It's like, man, like that shit is like left field over there. You know what I'm saying? Like you really gotta
get too caught up.
Don't get too caught up. You know what I mean? It's really amazing, man. I've been really trying to get people to just be more self-aware in who they are and what they want to do and focus on themselves. You know what I'm saying? It sounds selfish, but you got to take care of yourself first before you can worry about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like no one cares about you more than you. You know what I mean? So like, how can somebody appreciate you and be aware of you if you're not aware of yourself? You know what I mean? Or like doing things that need to be done for yourself, And it starts with you, you know what I mean? Inside, work on yourself. We all have insecurities, fears, things we have to work on, you know what I'm saying, in life. And it's like, if you tackle those things one by one, I guarantee you come out a better person day by day. I guarantee you. And it'll show like right in front of you. Someone will tell you literally, or like opportunity will come in your favor all the time. It's happened to me multiple times. I'm sure it has for you too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, so it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. You gotta know. You gotta know, man. It's tough.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
And that's one thing that I have for sure gotten better at, and it's helped me moving out here to LA because I don't have so much side distractions coming in and nagging at me to go do this, to go do that.
Yeah.
But it's literally, this might sound corny, but literally falling in love with myself.
100%.
In the sense of growth.
100%.
And making sure that I'm taking the steps forward, going to the gym 5 days of the week.
Working on yourself.
Working on myself. Yep. The inner. Meditating every day for 10 minutes to get my mind clear. Networking, going out and just meeting people and actually utilizing every minute of the day to something that's going to help me grow.
Yep.
Because I see so many people that get at a young age, and I've gotten caught up in it too, that they're getting caught up in stuff that really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
These relationships that maybe this girl is all that you want, this guy is everything that you ever dreamed of, but that person could wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
And you're left on the ground. You're left.
100%.
All that time that you could have been working on yourself.
Yep.
You could have been a bigger podcaster, a bigger musician, a photographer, whatever it is
you
could have
want to
invested
do.
that time.
An investment banker, whatever it is, you know what I mean?
You can control the work you put into something.
Exactly.
But you can't control the way other people feel about you or the way they want their lives to go.
I don't know what the stats are on it, but I'm pretty sure like after maybe like, I don't know, 2000 or like 2005, I'm pretty sure the level of relationships has dwindled dramatically compared to like prior to the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like dramatically. And that's because I think people are trying at least to take a more deeper approach into themselves, trying to better themselves, you know what I mean? And which is a good thing, I think, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like you're trying to like, you know, make the best life possible for yourself, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, we still, you know, there's a lot of people out here that, like you said, you know, invest time into people, whether it's relationship wise or like friendship, you know what I mean? Like, of course, you need to have friends, you know what I mean? People you can count on to like, you know, talk to, but those aren't things you can control. Like you go places, you move to LA, I'm pretty sure your friendships back home are not the same. You know what I'm saying? This is how it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you are on a path that you know that you want to be on and will take you to different places. And that might not match up with some of your relationships back home. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes. That's life. It doesn't mean you hate them. Doesn't mean, you know, you want to talk to them again, but you're on your path. You know what I'm saying? Like you're on your way to being the person that you believe and the potential that you can reach in life. You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing, man. It's just almost like, self-awareness, back to it, and this, and just confidence, working on your confidence, and those things are super, super important. It's a process. It's a process. Very few people have great confidence, infinite confidence in themselves. It's a process. It's a day-by-day process, and all we can do is work on ourselves to be the best person that we can be. Like you said, work out. You don't gotta work out every day, but just work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feel as if physically you're not where you want to be, make a change. Make a change. I'm not saying what to do, the routine for you to do. You figure it out on yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like a life coach or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, you figure out what you need to do to make your physical space better, your mental space better. You know, if you want to make more money, like there's tons of ways to make money out here. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to figure it out. Like you can't. I don't know, man. It's just, these are things that are simple, but it just takes time. Yeah. And people don't want to take the time to do these things. You know, they want the easy way out. They want fast money. They want the fast life. They want right now. Yeah. And it doesn't happen like that. Very extremely rarely does it happen like that.
And the thing about the money too is that even if you're making more money, if you're not actually enjoying it.
Yeah, man. Come on.
What's the point?
Come on,
you know?
Man. Come on.
I mean.
Come on. Come on,
I
man.
I know I'm to the clarity, but like, I just want anybody that's listening to really think about even something so small as a T-shirt that you were dying to get, or a pair of kicks, or a watch, or the newest iPhone. If you really think about it, there was a moment in time when you would literally do anything for that item, and as soon as you got it, you're in love. You're in love with it. You got it.
Yep.
And then 3 months later, it's just so normal to you. So if you're not actually enjoying the way you make the money, that shit is not gonna buy you the happiness.
It's not gonna
money
buy
helps.
the happiness,
Money helps
man.
happiness.
Yeah.
I really believe that. And more so just the fact.
I think it enhances the happiness.
It enhances the happiness. But if the way you're making the money isn't something you're actually enjoying,
right?
What's the point?
Yeah.
You know, what's the actual point?
100%. Yeah. And there's pros and cons to everything too. You know, like even if you absolutely love what you do, money wise, like income wise, I'm sure there's a few cons that you have as well with it. But the pros outweigh it by like a bunch. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's perfect. No situation is perfect out here. You know what I mean? So, but as long as you're comfortable with what you're doing and what you're, your life is being enhanced by or whatever, it's like, all right, cool. I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I traveled a bunch of places, man, and I can tell you right now, like, yo, I cannot complain. Like, if I died right now, if I died tomorrow, I'm good. I lived a good life, yo. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get all negative or whatever. But
no,
it's
that's
like,
not negative. That's like true honesty, and it's a good way to have perspective on what's going on with your life.
I've met so much people, good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've been to so much places, and it's like, and honestly, it sounds like it's a lot of money that, you know, nah. Like, even if I didn't work at JetBlue, I still had that goal. I was going to get to those places.
You would have found a way.
I would have found a way. That's the thing about it. Like, that's how much I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going to find a fucking way. I don't give a damn.
I'll go work on a boat. I
don't care,
anything.
man, because that was a part of my frame of mind. Like, I'm doing this, and it's like, I'll do whatever it takes legally to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why most people who make a lot of money, like millions of dollars, they have that frame of mind. Like, yo, I'm getting that shit. I don't care if it's next year or like 20 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we love Gary Vee. Like, he
Oh,
talks about it all
man.
the time.
He's
You know
my
what I'm saying?
man.
It took him how long to get to where he is right now? You know what I'm saying? And he's still grinding like he's like
he's in
our
his
age.
20s.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, yo, and I love people like that. You know what I mean? I love people, you know, I don't care how much money you make, whether it's, you know, way less than that, but it's like, yo, what are you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what moves you in life? Like,
What's your hobbies?
What's your
What do you
hobbies?
enjoy
Like-
doing?
like it can't just be about the money, man, because money comes and goes. You can always make money. It's gonna go, it'll come. But you can't tell me that you just go in every day and making this money to go back to spend it on the weekend, to go out to drink and go to the club just to do it over again the next week. Like, you can't look me in the face and tell me that's cool. Like, that's fine. It's not. You know, people have, you know, things to, you know, take care of, like kids and, you know, obligations, rent, insurance, or whatever it is. But there's ways you can maneuver through those things to make, you know, yourself. I don't know, man. It boggles me. It really fucking boggles me, man. You know what I mean?
And that's why this is what I love is this is documenting a conversation that maybe people have never had or haven't. There's not people around them to have that insight. So this can be the door opener of
100%.
These guys get it or they understand.
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers in the world. I'll always.
Who does?
Nobody. Yeah.
Who does?
Nobody.
You know what I mean?
This is my opinion of how I see it, but
Yeah.
I do believe the way that we see it because we're
Yeah.
very much similarly minded and we understand how the world kind of works.
Right.
This is it's how you should do it. You
Yeah,
know,
100%.
Everything else will fall into place as long as you're not. You know, everybody has bills to pay. I have college loans to pay. I have
Right.
rent to pay. I have to pay car insurance and my
Yeah.
car loan.
Yeah.
But I'll find a way
We'll find a
while
way.
I'm chasing
Yeah.
something that I love.
100%. Who doesn't have those things though? It's like everybody has expenses. You know what I mean? But it's like you gotta find that way to make. End of the day, it comes back to you. Honestly, I don't care who you have. You have kids. You have a wife. I don't care. Like, it comes back to you and make sure that you're happy, and then it spreads to everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we are sources. You know what I'm saying? Like, every person is a source to at least a few people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Whether it's like for advice or financially or whatever it is, but you have to make sure that you yourself are in a good place to provide that particular source. You know what I'm saying? Or else, you know, what are you? Who are you? And, you know, nothing. You know what I mean? It's out of here. You know what I mean?
When you're going and actually traveling
Mm-hmm.
to these different countries, are you doing a lot of planning beforehand, or are you kind of just throwing yourself in there with an idea of some places you want to visit? How do you make that happen?
It depends, really. I mean, you know, most places I might have, you know, a few places I really want to get to within the location. But for the most part, I'm going there with a very open mind. Maybe that's because I've acquired that particular skill of going there with open mind because I've traveled so much. You know what I mean? But yeah, for the most part, I'll go there with like maybe one or two things I really want to take care of while I'm there. But I'm going there and I'm asking people like, what should I do? Like, what should I eat? Like
the locals.
The locals, of course. You know what I mean? Like, you know, let me know. You know, I'm not afraid to ask somebody in Tokyo. Like, listen, like, I'm from Boston. Like, I'm not from there.
like, what's up?
It's not hard for them to tell it too. I'm a black man in fucking Tokyo, full of like Asians. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, but I think also too on the recipient end of it, as a local from these places, you know, they're just giddy about the fact that like there's this guy, 6'1" guy from like the States, Boston, and he's in our place. Like, why is he here? But he wants to know, like he wants to learn and he wants to try these things. And when they see that I do these things and I eat whatever they offer me, or, you know, I'm happy about being there, I think they themselves get a sense of gratification as well. And it just becomes a full circle of
It goes for both ways.
Yeah,
Give and
both
take.
ways, you know, and that's what life's about. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's got to be country to country. It could even be, you know, state to state too. You know what I mean? Like, you know, go to Boston, you go to Cali, and you appreciate a particular, I don't know, like a beer that someone probably made, an IPA or something like that, or whatever it is, or a craft that someone does that's more unique in the LA area than it is in Boston. It's the same thing, you know? People appreciate, the level of just like learning ability that you want to learn. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's very full circle. It's very just like just life. I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. It's like you get it if you get it. You know what I mean? We talk about it all the time, you know? So I don't know. I just think our sense, I love these kind of things right here, like just talking, because I want somebody to listen to this, whether it's tomorrow. I don't know when you put it out. Tomorrow?
I'll probably put this one, what's today? Monday. I'll probably put this on Wednesday.
Yeah. So I want somebody to, whoever listens to this, like I'm not a very sought after public figure at all. Not at all, right? I'm just Deon Earl Richard Rose from Boston, Massachusetts, and I've happened to live a pretty decent life up to now. You know what I mean? Like we've all had our problems, of course, but like I'm just here to give as much as I know to the public. You know what I mean? And give good to the public, like good service. You know what I'm saying? I'm a public service person. I don't know, like that's what I'm in it for. You know what I'm saying? And for free, like I don't want nothing in return. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Just listen. You know what I mean? And whether I do, you know, go off to do something crazy in the future, or, you know, I'm just tackling these different places and, you know, just traveling different places, I just want to give. I just want to talk, have a conversation like we are now. If someone listens, great. If not, you know, hopefully you get it from some other source, because we don't have just like one or two, three, you know, sources everywhere.
There's a lot of people that are trying to create this type of energy.
100%. What I'm saying has been said before. There's nothing that I'm creating that's just like, you know, brand new. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it in my particular unique voice.
In your perspective.
In my perspective. And that's it. And if you take away from it, great. If you share with your friends, great. You know, on a business level, if you share this podcast, great for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's not the point of it, though. We want you to take away. You want to take away.
To me, it's just about what are people getting away from it.
What are you getting away
from it? If you listened to 10 minutes, are you satisfied with those 10 minutes? Are you satisfied with the 5 minutes? Are you satisfied that you listened to the entire episode?
Right.
I'm not worried about numbers of plays, and that is all going to come.
Yeah.
As long as you're consistent and you believe in yourself, whatever you're doing, it will come. But the people that are paying attention, the 5, 10, 100, whatever
it is,
are they actually benefiting?
Yeah, are you benefiting?
What
are you getting from it?
Not a waste of their time.
Yeah, 100%. You know, like you come on the forefront of it. We're clicking Purpose in the Youth podcast. Okay, bet. Bobbbaaaay. Who's on today? All right, we got Deon Rose. What does he do? Where's he been? What's going on with him in his life? You know what I mean? Like you said, 10 minutes of it, or with the whole podcast, or even 5 minutes of it. Like, okay, cool. Like he gave me some, you know, good inspiration today, or some confidence. I might follow him, I might not. But I'll take that from him, and hopefully it sparks something in the day, maybe in life. Because that's the thing about it, too, is like I listen to so much of these things, podcasts, or, you know, I'll see videos on YouTube and shit like that, read books, you know what I mean? Or even in real life, talk to people, right? And I just gain so much knowledge that I'm sure I can't pinpoint it back to maybe one person. Sometimes you can, like someone might say something that just like sparks an idea.
There's always an idea or something that always stands clear.
Right. I'll just talk to so much different people and stuff like that, or hear things, and it's like I know that an endeavor that I may have encountered upon was sparked because I heard this, or I talked to that person. You know what I mean? Like I said, maybe there's certain people that it may have gotten to you, for some odd reason, like it's got to you faster and easier in your head, that made you think this way, and it allows you to just do what you wanted to do, like, you know, inspired you. But this is what you do it for. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to like talk that shit, inspire people to whatever you do. You know what I mean? Like get a background from somebody and know that, yo, we're all the same people. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care how much followers you have. I don't care how much money you have. We're the same people, just trying to like grow as individuals
and find our path.
And give back. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to give back what we've learned. You know what I'm saying? So the listener can take that and full circle back again. Talk to your friends about that. You know what I'm saying? Like have a conversation. You know, as we're talking right now, you do the same thing too. Find your friend. Find somebody you trust, and you know, sit down and, you know, like what do you want to do? Like what's your next 5 years like? What's your next year like? You know what I'm saying? Like we should start something up. We start a podcast right now. We should, you know what I mean? Like who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have something going for you. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's my
that
thing.
Fuels you. That's the whole thing, right? The whole point of the podcast is when you find that purpose or that passion, which I'm not saying is easy, but when you find that thing, You wake up with a fucking fire under your
100%.
ass. Like, I need to get this going.
100%.
I need to get more content out there. I need to go shoot this video, take some photos.
100%.
There's that fuel that you start to just ignore all the other things that
Everything
I used to
else.
get caught up in.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't have time for it.
That's what I'm saying.
I literally, like,
That's
I'm
what I'm
not
saying.
even being like, oh, you have, you know, some podcast episodes and you think you're all big. No, I'm just more worried about my time and attention.
Right.
Like, my brain power is not going towards that bullshit that I used to put it towards.
Right.
Like, I don't have the energy or time for that. I need to put it towards the things that are actually going to move me forward.
Of course. And that's what's propelling you.
Yes.
That's what's making you move forward.
Absolutely.
And it creates things like these too. Like, I'm sure the purpose in the youth, I'm sure it's created a structure for you.
Yes.
What I mean by that is, like, I'm sure it's allowed you to just, like, okay, routine, like, okay, workout, go get this done, come back, knock out this. I'm sure it has, in some sense or form.
100%.
It's
Every day.
you know what I'm saying?
It's not. I don't want to say it's the same.
Yeah.
But I have a structure to it. I
You
know
have
where I
some
need
sort
to
of
be.
structure.
I know
Exactly.
where I should be at this kind of time. I know when I can do this.
Exactly.
I know from this, dude. Literally, the time my eyes open to the moment I put my head on the pillow.
Yeah.
Every minute is calculated.
Calculated, man.
Every minute.
It's more organized. It's more, and that's what discipline. That's
Yes.
what propels you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, with whatever it is you do. Like we talked about earlier, it's like, yo, Lance, like, I don't care what you do, bro. I don't care if you're a nurse. I don't care whatever it is you do. I'm gonna fuck with you if I fuck with you. If you're a good person. But if you're coming to me with some shit that's just like, I just trying to get this money, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, like, I can't do that shit, man.
No.
I can't, you know, of course, money is great and it enhances our life, but it's like, what fuels you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get into your brain. Like, I'm trying to find out who are you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's my whole thing, man. I don't know. It's pretty interesting, man. I love people, so I'm always gonna be interested and intrigued with who people are and what fuels them and where they're gonna be, you know, a year from now, 5 years from now, and I'm always gonna follow up. But it's like, it really intrigues me. I probably should have been a psychologist, honestly. I probably should have been something with, like, I don't know, because that stuff really, I'm just in it.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
I think so. I'm big with you on that. Like,
Yeah.
I love people in the sense of, like, what's their story, like, what's their passion, and through even just driving around these cities, Boston or LA now, I've gotten better at meeting people, hearing stories. You, on the other hand, have done the same, traveling, like getting in. So I have people coming into this environment from countries that I had never even heard of. Yeah. But you're actually going out into these environments of where they're comfortable, where they're living.
Oh yeah.
What would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned about people across the board? Whether it's you're in Australia, Japan, Europe, all these places you've been, what's the common thing that you've realized?
Okay, so there's a few things. I think the thing that everybody knows already is that we're all different. You know, everybody has a different story. But I think the one thing I may have taken away from everybody I've met, or even just seen, I'm just observing from people, whether it's in Tokyo or fucking Bali or, you know, Marrakesh, Morocco, whatever it is that, man, everybody just is just striving. You know what I mean? Like, whether legally or illegally, like, I can't blame somebody in Marrakesh, Morocco, who may sell a hash to tourists to get another dollar because they're trying to feed their family, right? Like, everybody's just trying to strive with whatever they do, you know what I mean? And I think all people want in the world, not all, but for the most part, is just, you know, it's just like, not attention and love, but it's just like, just gratitude towards one another, you know what I'm saying? Just like, okay, I can appreciate you for who you are, you know what I mean? Hopefully you can do it as well with me, you know what I mean? Like, I think most people just want, you know, to have people feel them and vice versa, you know what I mean? Because everybody has a story, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has a story. Everybody lives day-to-day lives that are just vastly different from one end to the other, or somewhat similar. Some people live similar lives, you know what I mean? But how can I come to you and connect with you? You know what I mean? Not even social media-wise, Facebook-wise or Instagram-wise, but if I'm face-to-face with you and I come to you, you know, like, how can I do things? It's as simple as saying hi, hello, how are you? It's as simple as, you know, smiling at somebody, you know what I mean? But that's the one thing I learned. I think people just want to have a sense of connection, you know what I mean? Like, ultimately, with people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to be like the most social person out here and do what you got to do. But everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be, appreciated. We all have egos, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's very low ego or high ego, but everybody wants to be loved and appreciated, man, and have a sense of connectivity. How can we connect? And maybe it propels people to just collab and do things and really sit down and talk and have an idea. But that's one thing I really, really ultimately got from going everywhere is that, connection.
Yeah.
That's why this motherfucker Zuckerberg is out of here, because Facebook really changed the world, if you ask me. It really changed the world, you know what I mean? Like, on a just world level. World.
We're all on a network.
That's it.
We're all connected through this main network.
That's it. Some way, somehow you are connected. You can, and that's why it's almost like you can't lose. Like, endeavor-wise, if you do real estate, if you do whatever it is you do, like, you can't lose. This shit, there's obviously cons to these things, like the social media stuff or whatever, but it's like, these things are here to help us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can connect with somebody in India that may be listening to Purpose in the Youth, and maybe they're in LA for like a week, and you guys connect. Boom, friendship, connect. You know what I mean? You may connect with somebody who can help you propel Purpose in the Youth to another level. You know what I'm saying? Boom,
Connection.
It's a next. You know what I'm saying? It's just it baffles me. You know what I mean? Like, we really live in a time right now where, like, I can honestly say it's probably like the best. This is the best. Like, it doesn't matter. I think this is key things you have to just keep in mind for yourself, like discipline, self-awareness, love, gratitude. Like, those things are just extremely important in day-to-day life. You know what I mean? And if you keep those things close to you, then you're good. Discipline is in, like, staying disciplined with what you have to take care of throughout the day in your life, responsibilities. Taking care of distractions, not being too far with them. Love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying you got to, like, be super open arms with everybody and be, like, embracing, but just appreciate everybody and respect everybody. You know what I mean? And you'll be fine. Like, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, start a company. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be grounded. You won't be succumbed to, like, the pressures of life. You know what I'm saying? As much as the next person. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's my whole thing, but. Yeah, we live in the best time right now. I swear to God. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
It's like I can see where technology is going with this whole voice and virtual reality, but we're at that perfect point where it's not too much taking over our lives. Yeah. But we can also reach out to people that we never would have been able to. I can send the Hail Mary DM to Gary V or Zuckerberg. I can send the message,
or their assistant, or their, like, whoever can get in contact with whoever it is.
To get in connected with somebody.
Absolutely.
Going back to being connected, connection. Just
how do you feel as a whole? Social media, pros and cons, the whole grasp of it. How is it either helping or not helping humans on Earth? How do you think? Is it a proponent that is necessary?
It's a balance. It's a balance with social media. You need to. I think. Oh, that is such a loaded topic. It's loaded.
It's loaded. Now, you can go forever with that.
Yeah.
But,
I guess to be real brief with it and to really touch it, I think it's benefiting humans, connection, information. I mean, you can learn almost anything now through that. Yep. Everything is on the internet. You can find out credibility really quickly. Absolutely. If this business is true or not.
Absolutely.
The negative side. So those are real brief positives, and I think that there's so much.
And there's a lot more, but those are like the most.
The negative is that you have scammers out there, people that obviously can create this forefront and they can jack people's money or they can hack into people's accounts. So that's tough. Two, which I think is the biggest problem, because people get too into it. And what do I mean by that? That's when you get people who are like, it's the worst thing for civilization. People are just always on their phone and doing this and doing that. There's balance to it. You can't expect to just scroll on Instagram and watch YouTube videos all day long that your life is just going to change. Right. There has to be a balance of looking into certain things and not investing the time into things that don't matter, that you're watching and you're just wishing your life was like that. Use that to inspire you to go do something, or you want to start a podcast, go on YouTube and type in how to start a podcast and learn. So utilize it to your advantage. I always tell people, you see me post a lot. I try to post a lot on Instagram story, post daily on the Purpose in the Youth Instagram page. I'm always like, documenting my journey when I'm just driving around or doing this, doing a podcast. But it's one thing to post and push content to the world, and there's one thing to consume.
Right.
Because I really try not to consume much.
Yeah.
Really not until like the end of my day.
Right. Exactly.
When I'm kind of slowing down.
Exactly.
I want to kind of just catch up and almost like check in and see what everyone's doing and see if there's anything that I really need to know.
Right.
But I don't consume. Yeah. I really try not to because it clogs my headspace. Yeah. I know one thing that I've gotten better at is every morning I put my phone on my desk right here. I put the alarm on for 6 a.m. and putting it on the desk forces me to get up. I have to get up to turn off the alarm instead of hitting snooze. So I tell myself, once I'm on my feet, I'm good. Yeah. I won't allow myself to get back in the bed. Yep. And then from there, I work out in the morning and I don't check social media. Right. I don't check it. I don't even look at my Twitters or anything. I might put up a quick Instagram story to document like getting up every morning at the same time to show people like the repetition of getting a routine, just doing it and doing it and doing it. I'll post something, back out, and not look. And I won't even look at social media until like the second hour or like I'll wake up at 6. I won't even check until like 8:30 now when I'm like getting back from the gym, having breakfast once again to check in. But not consuming, just worrying about what I need to do today. Like focusing on going to the gym, coming back, sending out emails, prepping a podcast, creating some vlogs, or just focusing on what I need to do.
I think that's important, man. I think that's what is the main just divider in terms of people being a proponent for Instagram or Facebook, all the social media, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I think it's just balance, like you said, discipline. Like, are you disciplined enough to take care of your business or whatever you have going for you on Instagram, or even if you don't have anything, regular, just, you know, are you able to just like consume at a tolerable rate? You know what I'm saying? Or at like a decent rate, you know what I mean? Because we're gonna consume, but it's a matter of how much you consume. Like you said, like if you're consuming all day,
what
every
are you
day,
consuming?
And what are you consuming? You know what I mean? Like if you're not following the right people, if you're following people who aren't gonna better yourself, you know what I'm saying? I can, if I have about 5 minutes of my time, I can scroll through Gary V's quick videos or whatever. All right, cool. Like quick little espresso shot for me real quick to get my
inspiration
brain.
up.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So what are you consuming? Is it bettering you? Is it like, are you attaining like applicable knowledge that you can use in the near future or future period? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just, you know, looking at videos, don't get me wrong, you know, we like looking at different shit here and there, but like you said, at a time in which we can allow ourselves to do that kind of shit. If you're in the business day and you're taking care of your work schedule or whatever it is, your business, and you're consuming these things at a high rate, it's like, yo, of course your brain's gonna be clogged. You know what I mean? I see all these articles about like, you know, in 20 whatever, you know, we're all gonna be, our mental capacity and these things are gonna be fucked up. I'm like, man, it starts from now. Like you gotta discipline yourself. You know what I mean? It's hard to really put a cap on it because, you know, there's not a set time amount that you should be consuming or pushing out information. It's just, everybody's different. You know what I mean? So what you may consume may be different from what I can consume, capacity wise. You know what I mean? I just think it's very important that people are able to divide each one of those, consumption and, you know, pushing of information. If you are somebody who's trying to market your brand, and it should be majority pushing. It should be majority connecting with people that can, you know, enhance your brand. You know what I mean? But also connect with people. You know what I'm saying? Also on a human level. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what really builds true followers. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's the real definition of a follower on any social media. You know what I mean? Besides Facebook, you just connect with people. But like you're following that person because you've connected with them in some space or form. You know what I mean? Whether it's you listening to their podcast or their music has inspired you to do something or whatever it is. You know what I mean? If you're following that person just for nonsense, then it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or maybe they're a comedian and they make you laugh throughout the day, and that might
that's good. That's good.
There's different things like that. You know what I mean? But you have to be able to pinpoint the definition of why you're doing each thing. You know, it's as calculated as that. You know what I mean? Like if you think about it honestly, you know what I mean? So that's my whole thing, and I think we're all in a process of learning because this is very new to us still. We've been on this thing for years, but it's still very new, and we're just realizing how to maneuver through these things. Think about it. Like we've been on Facebook for a while, you know what I mean? Like Instagram, we've been on for a little while, Twitter, but it's still fairly new in our lives.
Absolutely.
22, 23, 24, but we've been on these things for only about a quarter of our lives. You know what I'm saying? If you're older than that, you know what I'm saying? Like even less of a fraction. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. It's very new to us. Now we're trying to just pinpoint how to, deal with those things because it's never been anything like this ever in the history of.
We're all just case studies of seeing how much can we consume and
Exactly.
what's the upside and what's the downside.
Exactly. So that's one thing I want people to take away from this too is just make sure that make sure you're taking care of your business and being disciplined enough to like really, because it can get crazy. You know what I mean? Like people can really dive into a loophole and every day and a year passes, 5 year passes, and it's like, what the fuck have I been doing? You know what I mean? So
it goes quick.
It
goes very quick.
It goes quick.
One thing that I watched a couple days ago, and I was telling you about this before, is this documentary that you had put out, which was recapping your trip in Europe. So this was like 2015. You'd put out this mini doc, and it was called "Life Is a Beach." Real quick, 5 minutes. I would suggest anybody check it out. This is not no movie. This isn't like a high production. This
very
is
amateur. Very amateur.
But I think that's what makes it so so good, because anybody can make something like that, and it also puts the way you shot it, and you had the voiceover. It was amazing, and just the content of it is good. But I want you to kind of, for somebody that might not have seen it, Life is a Beach.
Yeah.
Why? What?
The concept of life is a beach. So, my study abroad, 3 months, I told myself before I went, I was going to film. Not a whole lot, but just like little things, experiences that I had, whether it was in different countries or majority of my time in London. Just my regular iPhone and my GoPro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I just compiled a bunch of footage while I was out there, and I knew I wanted to create a mini little, documentary / I guess vlog, but not really. It's just something I wanted to put out there for people to understand reasons as towards why I studied abroad, why people should do it, and the importance of travel. You know what I'm saying? And the concept of it was really like life is a beach, and in the sense of it, like, it's happy. It's just like waves crashing to the sand. It's easy. It's smooth. You know what I mean? If you want it to be. Or it could be a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like the way it's said, life is a beach, you know what I'm saying? Like it sounds like beach, but it could be bitch as well too. You make it what you want. And that's why I made that, because I want people to understand it's like, yo, you make your life experiences, you know what I mean? I made all those things happen, and I documented it, and I put it together, be it that it was just very raw and amateur, but like I wanted people to see like, whatever you're doing in life, it can be accomplished. You know what I'm saying? And I felt it necessary, like I had to do it. Like it felt like, not pressure-wise, but I felt like it was...
For yourself.
For myself, mostly, of course, because I wanted to put it out there, but I knew that people could benefit from it, and I knew that people can get a message from it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, like I'm in it for like... I see myself as like a public service kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I may not be like politically, in that realm, but like I like to give. You know what I'm saying? And if I could document things, whether it be audio format or like picture wise or video format, and make it cohesive enough so that people can understand it and the bigger picture thing, I'm gonna do it. So that's why I created it. I created it about 6 months after I got back, because I was still in school and I had to finish up all that stuff too. But I put it out. You know what I mean? And people seem to like it, and I just want to just create experiences and share it with people, and have that propel them to do whatever they want, experience-wise, or just with whatever in life, man. Because life is short, man. You know what I mean? Like it really is, and with every endeavor you do, it's got to be something you want to do. You know what I mean? So that was my whole thing with Life is a Beach. It's short, like you said. It's very raw, amateur, but it's put together in a way that is very digestible. Whether you are somebody who likes to travel or not, or I don't know, I think you can still appreciate it no matter how good of a, how much you like quality video, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I try to put it that way, so it's just like, it is what it is. It's that way. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, if you get a chance, definitely check that out. It's put out a couple of years ago, but it still holds its value.
It's going to be something you can always look back on and
absolutely.
And use that as a learning tool / just seeing how much you've grown.
Oh yeah.
And it's documenting what that experience of how you viewed the world, and you'll see like as the years go by, it's the same or it's only enhanced because you've learned.
It's the same. It's the beginning stages. I can look at that 10 years from now when things have really just like, changed. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to be 34. And, I can really look back at that as like the beginning stages of my traveling endeavors and whatever other endeavor I get into that may contain traveling or not.
Yeah.
That may contain a business portion or not. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I can really say was my light bulb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's documented. That's why this thing right here that we're doing right now
Money,
and all
bro.
these things,
It's just all documented.
it's all documented. You know what I mean?
Documenting
Like,
people's lives, documenting my journey, documenting
amazing,
your journey.
amazing vlogs, like Instagram, pictures. They're important. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're super important. I can go back and look at like 2 years worth of time that I've just been, I was there. Oh, I remember that time. Or that video right there. Oh man, it's awesome. You can look back at these things. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I said, man, it's so important, and it's a blessing, and it's a pro, and people can take away from these things. That's why I document things. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why another reason why you got into this as well. You're documenting people's lives, their experiences, what they've been going through, and hopefully it goes over to the audience member, or somebody watching or listening, and they can spark something. Or they can take away something from it. You know what I mean? So that's what we do.
It works for the person I'm sitting down for me, and it's also working for anybody that's listening.
Absolutely.
When you're actually living in Boston, you're not traveling around the country, and you're in the grind, you're in your routine.
Yeah.
What do you do daily? Like, what's your daily routine look like? And I've become obsessed with this because going back to the people, I love learning, like, what do people do on a daily basis that has allowed them to become who they are, or that has helped them personally grow.
100%.
So is there anything that's like a must or something that you try to incorporate?
I mean, it depends. Like, so I try, and the good thing about working at the airport, JetBlue, is that you can be very flexible with your work schedule, right? So I try and work, a good amount of hours so that I'm not broke. You know what I'm saying? I can live.
I can actually pay the bills.
Yeah, pay the bills and all that good stuff, you know what I mean? But I try and do it at a consolidated amount of days throughout the 7 days in the week that I can take care of just more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, more hobbies, more just things, Like, this past few months, I've been really trying to focus in on, building more of a relationship with, like, my family and stuff like that, because it's very important to me, and I haven't really been around that much. I've been, traveling and stuff like that. So that's been one of my goals too, my physical workout ability. Like, I've been going to the gym even more than I was before in the past year. You know what I'm saying? Like, not going crazy with it, but just like
checking in,
fine tuning my body, making sure I am where I want to be physically and mentally. I've been taking that meditation. So on a daily view back home in Boston, man, I mean, once work's taken care of, I'm working on myself, really, honestly. Reading, trying to gain as much knowledge, connecting with people, just not even just business wise, but just like, just in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much people out there, and Boston is in a really particular place right now that it's always been a major city, but it's growing at a vast rate. And I love Boston. I love the Four Seasons there, and it's great. And it's a really unique city, and there's so much to do there. But I'm just trying to encapsulate just everything on a daily basis, and trying to make sure that every day is a productive day. You know what I mean? Make sure no day gets wasted. Maybe you have that Sunday where you just take things a little bit easier. But even on that Sunday, I'm trying to make sure that
you find something
to do. You know what I mean?
Go try a new restaurant, or you watch a documentary, or connect with somebody you haven't talked to in a while.
Even with the blog, you know what I mean? I'm trying to just like, I love food. I'm a foodie guy. You know what I'm saying? Travel and food are like my two passionate things. So if I can go out, especially on Sundays, I love Sundays because I can always go out to a restaurant, have brunch, or have, that's my day where, I'll try and just like ease out everything. You know what I mean? Catch up with everybody, and go about things, just talk, shoot the shits and all that, talk sports, talk whatever, and try and connect, you know what I mean? And I try and document that too with the blog stuff, you know what I'm saying, with traveling and restaurant stuff and, things like that, it's like simple stuff, you know what I mean? And
it's good for the peace of mind though.
Absolutely. It's definitely good for that because, like I said earlier, you can't really go about your day just thinking about, man, I'm not gonna pay the bills. You know what I mean? Like, I got this debt. Like, come on, man. Everybody got that problem.
Everybody got debt.
Yeah, man.
Everybody got debt.
You know what I mean? So that's my daily view right there. It's my day to day work. Take care of my hobbies. Take care of myself.
Is there anything that you do for like the personal growth, like Do you read? Do you really try to read more? Do you do podcasts? Do you check in with YouTube videos?
Yeah, I definitely try. I try and take in as much knowledge as possible. So I'll check in with like just key people, just key interviews. Like, talking about it earlier, Complex has this thing called Blueprint where I'm like really engaged into because it'll take different people in different realms and it'll like show you a background of like how they were able to move from here to here. And that's just one example though. I'll go on a not a binge, but I'll go on a decent amount of information upload to my brain. Enough where like okay. Ready
You
to go.
You got something
that
pushed you forward that day.
Exactly. Lately I've been trying to get more into my blog, The Live Rose, TheLiveRose, The Live Rose, and just try and document. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like.
And that's something I want to touch on too that you want to bring back because we had when we did the episode 6 podcast. That was when The Live Rose was kind of just starting.
It was coming out.
The podcast you were rolling out, and that's something I want you to kind of touch on.
Yeah.
You want to kind of rebrand and
I'm gonna rebrand for sure. Yeah. When we talked last time, it was the launch around the launch I think, right? Like maybe a week or two out of it, and that was going well. It was going super smooth, the podcast. I took a break from it because we talked about it. Like I just felt a few months ago I just felt like really overwhelmed. Like it was going really well. Like more people were like listening in and stuff like that. It was progressing, you know what I mean? But for some reason it just I didn't feel right for some reason. Like I still love talking to people, I still love documenting stuff, but you get a feeling that it just wasn't
right time
right there. I just had my passion wasn't there as it was before. I think I did maybe about 20 plus episodes, and it was great. I loved all of them, all the people who came on, but I just didn't feel the hunch to just keep doing it. You know what I mean? And that's something that people should know too. It's like, it's very real. You know what I mean? It's we're not robots out here. You know what I mean? Like I'm somebody who's always gonna be able to tell my flaws. You know what I mean? I started something, which is a risk in itself. You know what I mean?
That's the hardest part.
That's the
That
hardest
is the
part.
hardest part.
You know what I mean? People start things, or people don't start things at all. They just look for people to as inspiration. You know what I mean? As to start something. You know what I mean? But the hardest part, even than that, is to continue doing it. You know what I mean? It's continuous.
A discipline of continuing to show up even when nobody's watching.
Exactly. So
it goes back to like how these people got to the success.
Exactly.
When nobody was watching them.
Nobody was watching them
every single day.
Every day doing it. And that's where it is. So I'm able to expose my flaws, and I did stop. You know what I mean? The pressure, not pressure, but it was just like progression in which I did not foresee. You know what I mean? Like it was just, okay, this is actually kind of working a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty cool. You would think that you want to continue, but it's like for some reason I just stopped. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stop. I went on to a few places to travel. Let me clear my head, get back to why I want to do it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to do that sometimes. Like sometimes you get frustrated. And it's like, okay, cool, let me just stop. So I stopped. And now I'm in the position where I'm like rebranding to making sure that it's something I want to do. So now I'm like, all right, cool. I travel all these places, and it's like, I'm a blogger, you know what I mean? Like I've been doing this forever. I've been documenting stuff. The Live Rose is of course I'm gonna talk to people all the time and make sure it's, the podcasts are there. But people want to see what I have to offer. And what I offer is just like my experiences around the world, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much where it's being rebranded as. I mean, it's looking pretty smooth right now.
Yeah.
Just trying to grow it back from where it was. Because of course, when you stop, it's back to ground zero. You know what I mean? Like it's back to like that building process. But even as we talk about this right now, we're documenting it. It just you keep looking at it. If you look back at it, months from now or like a year from now, you know what I mean? Like this is very real. You know what I mean? Like nothing's hidden. Nothing's like, glossed over. You know what I mean? It's not like years ago where someone may have, put something out and then stopped and then came back with some other shit and it was just flames. You know what I mean? Like it's very real, like, and you should never get discouraged or disappointed when, an idea, because we talked about on the last podcast we had, episode 6, like I had the original idea from when I was in Tokyo, and I was like, man, I want to talk to people. I'm good with people, you know what I mean? Like I love having conversations, but you should never be discouraged or disappointed when, you know, you don't reach the place where you believed you should be at. You know what I mean? Like you might have to, you know, rethink things. You know what I mean? And let's, you know, I guess you consider it a failure, but to me, a failure is necessary for you to like, or you know, quote unquote failure is necessary for you to like to get where you have to get to. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm sure every day you might have like what's considered like a small little failure.
Absolutely.
You might not get to the errand you may have you wanted to get to, or you might not have gotten a person that you want to get on a podcast, something like that, right? But it's like you got to get to those things to like build your character. You know what I'm saying? To build your brand. You know what I mean? Or else this would be too perfect in the world. You know what I mean? You can't be 10 for 10, 100 for 100. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not how it goes. You know what I mean? So that goes back to self-awareness too. Like I was very self-aware of that. You know what I mean? Like I knew it wasn't the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like I continued it and I didn't have the passion right then and there. You know what I mean? I have to rebrand things. I have to make sure that what I was doing and offering to the world on a, I guess, business / like, you know, just offering to the world, you know, I just knew it had to be something that was extremely authentic. Not that it wasn't authentic before, you know what I mean? But it had to be something that was just completely me.
That you want to keep pushing, regardless of who's even paying attention.
Keep pushing regardless. And I knew that doing a blog was just like, all right, that's where it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always documenting anyway, wherever I'm at, restaurant-wise, different places. Like, I'm always doing different things while I'm in different places. I could be at, like, you know, riding horses and fucking, you know, somewhere else, you know? Yeah. But I understood and being self-aware that people want to see those kind of things. So that's pretty much where the rebranding is. Once again, it's the Live Rose. And I'm still going to do the podcast. I'm going to bring it back for sure. But I think the main focus will definitely be just sharing my world experience.
And people want to read it. People want to see it.
Exactly.
People want to get insight on what this coffee shop in Italy is like, or this restaurant, or this experience that you had in the desert riding on a camelback. You know, people want to experience things without actually having to do it because maybe they don't have the money for it, they don't have the time for it, or they have so much interest in all these different places. They can go online and get a taste of everything. Like, this is where I want to go next, actually. I don't want to go to Australia. It's too hot. I want to go here instead. So people can live it through you, which I think is awesome. And they can get an idea of
a good glimpse. You know what I'm saying? A good glimpse of it. And, you know, I think that's what the value I bring to the table is. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, even if I wasn't working at JetBlue, I'd still be doing this to some form of capacity. You know what I mean? And it goes back to the advantage thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going back full circle now, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's full circle. Like, you know, I'm taking advantage of JetBlue, so I should be able to bring forth value to the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I bring forth, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I'm fortunate, too, because, like, I just happen to have good friends. Like, it's good people who happen to be just, like, experiencing their endeavors as well as they grow. You know, like, you're doing Purpose in the Youth podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got Dylan doing his music, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got Steve doing his vintage clothing, you know what I mean? I have friends who are managing artists, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm lucky and able to have good people, like genuinely morally good people, you know, that are doing what they love, and I'm able to just, like, you know, bounce ideas or just, like, ask questions or just have that camaraderie where it's like, all right, I'm creatively in a space, in an environment.
So key.
Yeah, that's
so key.
It's so key, man. You need it. You need to have people there that are just, like, you know, that
inspiring
want you to win. Inspiring you, and they want you to win equally as much. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you need to have that, because if you're in an environment in your friend group or in a, you know, location wise, where the amount of people that you hang out with aren't doing what you love, or like creatively, you know, adding a juice, you know what I'm saying? Like, then it's almost like you're in the wrong place, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say that now, you know, we all have friends who aren't doing what we like to do, or the things we like, our hobbies, or like things that we like, you know what I mean? But it's like, of course we're still gonna talk to them and stuff like that, but it's like, you know, they don't offer anything to you on a daily basis, or like on even on a creative standpoint that's still gonna, like, enhance your, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Your environment, the way you think. You know what I mean? I want people who think different. You know what I'm saying?
Who actually think that what might sound impossible is actually possible.
Absolutely,
and that are stretching for that huge goal. Whether it's you're hanging around with a fashion designer, an artist, or
absolutely,
it doesn't matter. It's people that are striving to do the impossible because that energy gets pushed onto you.
Absolutely,
and
man.
Their perspective only enhances yours, and it goes both ways of being surrounded by people.
That's it, man. That's it. You know, I want people who just push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? Like who just push to be their absolute best, to gain the max potential they can get to. You know what I'm saying? Like keep going. Like, man, like I love that. You know, and I do have people like that. Like you guys are great. You know what I mean? You know, and I try to keep people in that circle. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the only thing. That's one thing. That's one thing that can really help enhance your brand. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm living proof. Like I'm just, like I said, I'm not a star. I'm not like, I don't have loads of money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm a regular ass guy just trying different shit. You know what I mean? And for some reason, people take a liking to what I say. Maybe it's the way I say it. I just come very raw and very real. You know what I'm saying? And maybe my characteristics, and you know what I mean? Like you can't pinpoint one thing, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't pinpoint the reason as to why certain things click for certain people or to why they just work. I don't know, you know what I mean? But that's just who I am, you know what I mean? And I'm just trying, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to just advance in life and have something work, you know what I'm saying?
You've said a lot. You know, you want to be like a public person, not necessarily like a celebrity, but you want to be a figure that is showing people of like this energy of
real life.
You're trying to be. You travel,
real life.
You're working at JetBlue.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by great people.
Right.
You've had your ups and downs.
Absolutely.
I mean, you are. There's so much within Deon Rose.
Absolutely.
And he's still like a work in progress. The live Rose.
We all are though. We're all a work in progress.
All
you know
work
what I
in
mean?
progress. But what my question is, with all of these different things, and you've kind of already said it, but I want you to really formally say it. What is your purpose?
Oh man. Yo, like I feel like that question, man, it's kind of a loaded question, but I think my main purpose is to just make sure that whatever I do, my experience is documented, whatever it is, that people can take away just good from it. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone listens to this right now and, you know, they listen to the whole thing or 10 minutes of it, they gained something from it. They gained inspiration from it. They gained knowledge from it. You know what I'm saying? They may now feel a lot more comfortable going solo on a travel trip. You know what I mean? Like that's the value that I can bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I'm not gonna give you any bullshit. I'm comfortable with giving you my flaws. You know what I'm saying? Like no problem at all. We all have flaws and it's not spoken about enough with everybody. You know what I mean? Like that's what I give. You know what I'm saying? So my purpose is to just give back and to just give. I think I said in the last year too in the same episode, like, yo, like, man, I just want to make sure that whatever I do, people can benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, if it grows to the point where, you know, it works as like a business point stand, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? But if you can take away something, you know what I'm saying, from what I say, and that's no BS, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I give this for free, you know what I'm saying? I'll talk all day. I'll talk for 5 hours if I have to, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what I feel is a part of me, you know what I mean? Like I'm just here to just like, you know, shoot the shit, and usually the shit turns into something that's obtainable or like attainable in terms of information, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's just my thing, you know what I mean? Like I just want to keep going through this world and keep meeting different people, connecting, traveling, enjoying the experiences, of course, you know what I mean? And by way of that, cultivate information that is able to be accessible for people. I love it. I said that kind of in a weird way, but hopefully you kind of guys can get it.
Process it.
Yeah.
Before I get into closing questions, this is when I reverse the role. Yeah. I allow my guests to ask me anyone question, and I know I don't think at the time. I might have been by episode 6 was doing this, but maybe I wasn't. But I allow my guests to ask me any one question. We did that. Yeah. Well, we got another. I don't remember, but this is another clean slate. Yeah. Anything, it could be on something we talked about, something you want to know. Any one question.
Okay, I got 2 for you actually.
Hit me.
I got 2 for you. I don't know if I'm the first person to do this or not, but I got 2 for you.
All right.
Okay. One, you know, what's the most important thing you want to accomplish while you're living here in LA, as I'm sure it will be probably for the rest of your life. But what's the one thing you want to accomplish while living here? Doesn't have to be for the business, for the purpose in the youth, or it could be personal, whatever it is. But what's the one thing the most important thing you want to accomplish while you're here in this particular setting, as opposed to anywhere else in the world?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Being in LA, I really just want to continue. I can't say that there's like this one thing, but I want to make sure that I continue to grow. Yeah. That I'm trying different things. Yeah. That I'm surrounded by people that inspire me. Yeah. I definitely want to, if I can, for the rest of my life, be on my own time. Right. Be full control. Right. Find a way to find the big thing is find a way to make a living creating content. Yeah. That I love and that I think is giving good energy to the world. Yeah. And
that's big.
It's so big, and it's such a there's so many people that strive for that, right? Yeah. And so many of us only are able to get to that point of living. Some people have to toss in the towel, maybe. Yeah. I don't, however other people have their different paths, they have their different paths. Right. But to me, there's like no option B. That is the way to find that way to create and to live, and really just try. Like now that I'm here, I just feel so much more open to just go for it. Yeah. Like if somebody called me today and was like, "Hey, we're shooting this like little mini movie. We need a guy with a beard. Yeah. Can you just like say a couple lines and act?" I would do it. Yeah. I would 100%. I wouldn't even hesitate.
Nothing to lose.
I have nothing to lose. I have nothing I have the world to gain. I just want to continue to push myself to become the person that I never thought I could be in the right way.
And to reach potential. Yeah.
To reach my potential. I never thought I'd have a YouTube channel. Now I'm starting to do like a weekly Sunday brain food, like just talking to the camera and just doing things that I never thought I would imagine to do. Right. And I think that's one thing that I want people to take away is that you might not know it right now. Yeah. And as things roll out, you might be like, wait, why is this happening? But as long as you listen to your gut and follow your heart and you do what feels right in this very moment, know that along the way, other things are going to find their way in.
Absolutely.
It started as an audio podcast. Yeah. Me and you. Yeah. That episode was just audio in my apartment in Boston. Yep. Then we stepped it up and we said we're going to start doing visuals. Yeah. Dope. Then we started doing vlogs along the way of just documenting my life. Yeah. Now we're doing the brain food on Sundays. You aren't supposed to know the way things are supposed to go. I'm not supposed to know exactly how LA is going to pan out. Yeah. But I'm just going to do with what feels right. Yeah. And I feel so creatively in the best environment. It's Los Angeles, you know? This is the city where a lot of these things happen.
So much creative, so much different people who are just, majority of people who are just like trying, like you said, just trying.
Just giving things a try.
And to me, I'm not trying to sound like, like a cornball or whatever, but like, if you try, you can't fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't fail because like you've already done what most people don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing, like when people try things that may not work out at a significant rate for people, you've already won. You know what I'm saying? Because you can always look back and see what you have accomplished. You know what I mean? Like even now in this 1 year span, started the podcast. I stopped. You know what I mean? Like that's something you're not supposed to do, but I tried. You know what I mean? And I'm willing to go back into it with a brave heart and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand that and I'm aware of that, and that's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm an example though. You know what I'm saying? We're all examples. You know what I mean? And I think this environment in LA, which is like one of the best, if not the best environment for this creative pursuit, you can't go wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can meet up with anybody that's within your realm, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's through text and then eventually in person, it's like, man, okay, cool. Like, let's get it done. You know what I mean? And it pushes you, you know what I'm saying? It really pushes you, man. I don't know. It's really important. Mm. And my second question was, I'm going to ask the same question you asked me. What do you think your purpose is as Bobby Hobart?
As Bobby Hobart. Yeah. I very much feel, and looking back on it, I've always been a people's person.
Bobby.
I've always been a people's person.
Yeah.
I've always tried to be there to help people in ways that I could or couldn't.
I see you as a human servant as well, man.
Yeah,
I really
it's 100%. That's why, like, I'm not just saying this because this is recorded, and I'm not just saying this because this is an episode, but like I truly can't. I see the same person in me I see in you because it is the exact same mindset.
Yeah.
You know, just showing people that like dreams are possible.
Possible, man.
And
They're possible.
having the conversations that maybe some people have never had or are afraid to have, and trying to enjoy the entire thing, entire ride, doing things that I never thought I would be, connecting with people that I never thought I would connect with. I'm just trying to do things that I thought were once impossible, and now like do it and show people along the way that I literally started this thing with zero, like zero across the board, zero follows, zero this, zero that, and all I did was just work. I cut out doing everything else. And if my purpose is anything, it's to show people that
it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
You can chase your dreams.
Yeah.
I had somebody recently comment about this next topic they wanted me to do for this like brain food series I'm doing, and it was like student loans versus chasing your dreams. And I was like, fire, I'm gonna do that.
That's real deal.
But I've found a way to pay off. I paid my student loan straight up $600 a month. I'll tell you straight up, $600 a month. I'm paying. I have my rent. I have all these other things that I'm paying a month, and I'm finding a way.
To do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I wish it was much easier?
Of course.
Do I wish? Yes.
Of course.
Do I wish I could put $600 towards something else?
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, and for the people that are listening, that I'm still finding a way to do it.
Yeah.
Not living in the hills. There's a way. There is always a way to do it. There's always a way to find to make your dreams happen.
Absolutely.
You just have to sacrifice.
You gotta be willing.
I don't necessarily have a big social life like I used to in college, but I'm willing to bet, and this is documented, and I'm willing to sacrifice that all these couple years right now, just keeping my head down and working every single day. They're gonna pay off.
It's gonna pay off.
They're gonna pay off.
It's gonna pay off.
And everything is gonna fall into place.
If you look at who you were leaving school, leaving Bentley, right? And you didn't know that you were gonna be here just within what, a year and a half, 2 years?
A year and some change.
13
months, 14 months.
If you look at the pattern in which, since you left, starting something, enhancing it, making it bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't think that you would have been there prior to graduating. I don't think so, right?
No.
But you're a living example. Like, yo, you started from scratch, zero. That's what I want for people to take away from these kind of things, yo. It's like it's possible, and we're documenting it, and we're telling you in real time. Granted, it won't come out right now. You know what I'm saying? You're not hearing it in real time, but it's like
it'll be very relevant when it does come out.
Very relevant, but it's possible, and starting from scratch, and it's like we're documenting it, and it's real, it's raw, and we're living examples. You know what I mean? We're like what? We're 23? 24 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're documenting it, and we'll probably do this again next year. You know what I'm saying? It's what I love. It's like, man, like, we could be in totally different places this time next year.
Totally.
We could be.
Totally.
We could be somewhat bigger. We could be totally bigger. We could be somewhat just a little, you know what I'm saying? But
we'll be bigger.
We'll be bigger for sure. 100%.
As a person, for 100%. Sure.
Oh yeah, we've learned. We'll learn more. And we'll exchange information more. Yeah. Hopefully, it's able to get to the audience again too. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you know, the growth. Yeah. The growth. You know what I mean? And that's the main thing I want people to take away is the experiences. You know, for any of us that you have, you know, we're lucky to get on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super fortunate to get on the show. Whoever else you have, I'm sure they're very fortunate as well. And the experiences they have, you know, they're super grateful to give it to people as well. But it's the experiences and the rawness and the realness that we're all just one. We're human, you know what I'm saying? And we've lived different lives, you know, and we're just willing to just give everybody who will give a chance to listen, you know, a piece of who we are. You know what I'm saying? And the realness. It doesn't get anything better than that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's... Be real with people and just tell you the truth. Transparent, real, yeah, transparent. And that's my story. I'm not like I said, once again, I'm Deon Earl Richard Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no idea where I'll be a year from now. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even matter because I'm living my life the way I want to live it. Moment. And if you could take away something, great. I'm sure you will. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not saying no BS here. You know what I'm saying? It's all real. You know what I mean? So I'll give you whatever I have. Flaw, bad, good, excellent, whatever it is, from top to bottom, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
It's real life. It's real life,
That's
man.
totally real with Deon
It's
Rose.
real life.
Let me get into the closing questions, because I could literally go into I could easily have gone into a 4-hour podcast with you. Easy. Like it's not hard. Imagine there's a picture frame on the wall, and you kind of mentioned the 10 years out from now, but imagine 10 years from now, you're in this picture frame. What and who else do we see within that picture frame?
10 years from now?
10 years from now.
Oh, man. 10 years from now, I'll be 34. So what you'll see is probably in that picture frame. That's a good question, man. I want to make sure it's like an inclusive picture, and it's telling of who I am. You know what I mean? So probably family, like some sort of like maybe a kid, maybe a wife, I don't know, something within that realm. But maybe it's in front of, you know, our house. Maybe it's in a different place. Maybe it's like in this, I don't know, India, something like that.
Could be on Mars with Elon Musk.
That's what I'm saying. It could be. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like you really never know. But I want to make sure that it depicts who I am and the things that I value. So it'll probably be something that's not from Boston, or like something that's like very comfortable. You know what I mean? Like different place, maybe a vacation. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that depicts who I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'd probably say family, and like in a household format with smiles, and
everyone's happy.
You know what I mean? That's like the picture perfect frame that I'd have put up. You know what I mean? For sure.
Where can people find you on social media? Your personal Instagram, Live Rose, whatever you want to drop. Where can people find you?
So my like day-to-day Instagram, I'm more so on Instagram, is arts and crafts. That's my just like regular fooling around. Just like, you know, if you want to, I could get like another piece of me of like just stuff I like.
And it's not spelt how it sounds.
No, it's ARHTSANDCRAPHTS. It's very long, but just type in the first 4 or 5 letters. It'll come up, because no one else has like a weird ass arts and crafts name like that. I just feel like it should be spelled like that for some reason. I don't know why. And the Live Rose, which is my travel blog, THELIVEROSE. You know, follow that. I'll be documenting all my experiences, whether it's travel, restaurant, takes, reviews, my insight and opinions on different places I've been to, talks, just, you know, experiences. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, that's me right there in a nutshell, right there.
Last question for you.
Absolutely. We can go on forever. Honestly.
I know.
We can go on forever. I really don't mind though. Serious.
We've touched on a lot of really insightful information that I think anybody that listens, hopefully, and I believe, will truly get away from.
Absolutely.
But from everything that we've talked about, everything that you've learned from traveling the world, from your experiences, from just what you've seen, what 2 to 3 pieces of advice would you give to somebody that is trying to find that passion or purpose and hasn't necessarily found it?
Trying to find a passion of traveling?
No, just taking from what you've learned of the world. Sorry. Yeah. What 2 to 3 pieces of advice would you give to somebody trying to find a passion?
Oh, their particular
trying
passion.
to find their particular passion or their purpose.
Man, it's a lot, man. You know what I mean? I would say whatever it is you want to do, whatever endeavor it is you want to encounter upon, I think the number one thing you got to do is just start. You know what I mean? It's like one word to start. Like, just start finding, like, researching, start asking questions, finding people who are in the same realm and space that you would like to be in, and just connecting with people, because it's as easy as ever to do that kind of thing. Whether you want to be a nurse and you want to find out how to be a nurse, and you want to work at a hospital and do that stuff, or you want to be a rapper or a singer or photographer. There's enough people out there who have cracked the codes, you know what I'm saying, of like figuring out how to do these things, whether for a monetary benefit or just for fun, but they're doing it either both or individually at a high level. And you can ask questions, you can meet up with these people. So that's definitely what I would recommend people to do. And it doesn't matter what it is you want to do. those things, 3 or 4 things I recommended to do, always work. People should know that, you know what I mean? But sometimes you got to say it again.
You have to say it, just remind them.
Yeah, remind them, because we're living proof. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you've been in situations where like you've asked questions to people who have figured things out.
I'm never afraid to ask questions.
Never afraid.
And nobody should ever be afraid.
Shouldn't be afraid, you know what I'm saying? Because that no that you may get and probably will get more than yeses, in terms of them talking to you about whatever it is, shouldn't scare you off. You know what I mean? Like it could that no.
What if they said yes?
If they do say yes, then you know you've.
But you never would have known had you not just taken the leap and said,
exactly,
I'm gonna ask the question.
Exactly. So you would have never known. And honestly, no, I think I'm wrong with that. I think most time people will give you information. Actually, it just depends on how much information you're willing to seek and how you go about it. You know what I mean? Like, it gets deeper than that. I think you have to be like a genuine human. You can't just ask people just for like your benefit. It has to be on a human, genuine asking. You know what I mean? Just to, you know what I'm saying? Just to really figure things out. But they'll usually answer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're gonna go on Twitter or Instagram and hit up some really extremely rich or famous guy and they'll respond back to you. Probably won't happen. You know what I mean? Might. You never know. But just asking people who are in the same realm as you always works. Like real people who you can go to, who have lived it and breathed it and can relay their experiences to give you some sort of insight. You know what I mean? But like first and foremost, you have to start, because if you don't start doing these things, then they're never gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like you can't just be on Instagram or YouTube looking for inspiration all day. Like I like those things and I do those things, but I don't do them all day and I don't do them at vast rates. They help in terms of inspiration and getting knowledge and answers that I might need, but real time is where it's at. Real people who have taken real actions in life, and you can see it through their success. Documented, you see it, you know what I'm saying, there, you know what I mean? And that's the one thing, I think that's all of it, honestly, that I would tell people to do. That's the one thing. Start, ask questions, take action. I mean, those are the things you have to do. Like you said, you're going to start from zero, you're going to start from scratch. People won't be paying attention at vast rates as the next person in your same realm probably has like a bunch of followers who are paying attention. But that same person you follow and you look up to maybe, or you love, they started from that same exact place. I don't care where they started from, where they're from, how much money they had to start from zero. And then they figure things out, whether it was getting in touch with people who can enhance their brands, or get in touch with marketers, or adding, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of shit you can learn, but it takes time and patience and the right timing and being aware of that. You know what I mean? Self-awareness too is another key thing. And you go from there, man. You know what I mean? Like it's not rocket science, and maybe I'm not the one that should be saying those things because I'm not the person that they might look up to, or I'm not super famous or whatever, but I understand it.
Yeah.
And I get it. And I take action, you know what I mean? Like I go to places, I'm living proof of it, you know what I mean? I spend my money, granted sometimes it's discounted, but still costs to go somewhere, you know what I mean? I live it. I take pictures. I document it. I take videos. I talk to people. I build relationships. I come back. You know what I mean? And I live it, man. It's real. Yeah. It's raw, and I'm here. You know what I mean? Like just to say it. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Deon Rose, it was a pleasure having you back for round 2, man.
My guy, yes. Bob, yo, make sure y'all, keep listening to this motherfucker, man. He's about to be out of here. I swear. He's doing his thing. You know what I mean? 100%, yo. Thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate it, for sure. Next year we do the next one, too.
Absolutely.
We'll keep it going.
We'll keep it going.
Keep it going, man. You know what I mean?
We'll catch you guys next time.
100%, yo. Take care, guys.
Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. If you could leave a 1-sentence review in the comment section below about what you'd like to see in the future, that would be awesome. And if you really want to make me happy, please subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date when Bobbbaaaay drops a new video. We'll catch you guys next time.